What's hanging, everybody? This is Dark Storm Comic Reviews here, and today I wanted to talk more about ShadowHawk. I talked about him in my last review where we reviewed ShadowHawk Series 2, Issue 2, where he ended up having to fight a racist, and I thought that was a pretty good issue, so I thought I'd go with this one. This is ShadowHawk, the first series, Issue 3. This is like the first series that ShadowHawk Paul Johnstone ever appeared in. And as I mentioned before, and I'm going to go over his origin again real quickly, for those who didn't see my last video, and maybe because when I told the origin, maybe I messed up a bit. So ShadowHawk's origin is he's a guy named Paul Johnstone, and Paul Johnstone was an attorney / lawyer who would defend his clients and prove, or even go against his clients to prove if they were guilty, or go against them and say, oh, they're not guilty. Like, he would, defend or maybe even go against criminals. He was, a lawyer-type guy. So he would, defend a criminal, maybe say, oh, he's not guilty. Or he would go against the criminal, even say, oh, this guy's guilty. This guy's guilty. He needs to go in jail. So he was, an attorney / lawyer. And he had a brother who got caught up in some gang-related stuff, and he didn't like that. So he went to the gang. Paul Johnstone didn't like that his brother was tied up with gang-related stuff. So Paul Johnstone, being the good older brother that he is, decides to go to the gang and tell them, hey, I don't want my brother mixed up with you guys. You guys got to cut him out. Well, the gang didn't like that, so didn't like Paul Johnstone coming up to them and telling them what to do, telling them to, cut his brother out. So the gang decides to attack Paul Johnstone, and they end up injecting him with a syringe that is full of the AIDS virus disease, which is a particular disease that you can get, and so he's injected with that disease, and it's slowly killing him. It's like it's killing him, and he's going to die soon. And he's basically like, well, I'm gonna die eventually, so I might as well do some good. So he fashions this ShadowHawk armor, and he uses it to become an anti-hero. The anti-hero known as ShadowHawk. And the thing that makes ShadowHawk an interesting anti-hero is that he doesn't just simply kill the bad guys. He immobilizes them. He handicaps them, basically. His whole belief system is, if I handicap them, they'll feel the pain more than if I just let them go scot-free just by killing them just like that. And so he handicaps them by getting their, he handicaps them by, breaking their spines. And that's how he immobilizes the criminals and stuff. He doesn't kill them because to him that'd be too easy, so he breaks their spines and he, handicaps them, to the point where they can't walk anymore, or, stuff like that. So I think that makes him a really interesting character. Plus, the thing that I like about him, too, is that he's this dying, anti-hero, so he's dying while he's doing this, so he has a clock, not literally, but he's close to death's door, basically, because of the AIDS virus. So he could he's slowly dying. So he wants to do some good before he goes out with this AIDS virus that he has. So, but yeah, anyways, that's the story of ShadowHawk, Paul Johnstone. I mentioned it in my last video, but I wanted to go over it again just in case. Hopefully, I did it better this time, and hopefully people understood what I'm saying. But, because I tend to talk fast sometimes. But this is ShadowHawk, issue 3 of the first series. There's 3 series, and they're all 3 of them are 4 issues long, and they cover Paul Johnstone's ShadowHawk. And eventually, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but eventually a different person takes on the ShadowHawk armor. Eddie Collins, who's this kid. I mentioned him in my Sonic the Hedgehog video. But then Paul Johnstone eventually does come back and does take on the reins again of ShadowHawk. He kind of comes back from the dead, but yeah, that's sort of the origin of ShadowHawk in the story. But today we're just going to focus on this issue because I thought it'd be a fun one to talk about, and I really like this character. So here's the cover. It's pretty cool. This is the 3rd issue of ShadowHawk. We got the cool cover. I like the look. He's standing on the gargoyle. He's in a crouching position. And guys, check this out. The lightning here, you think that's just part of the picture, but no, it's actually really cool what they did with this cover, and the lightning in particular. The lightning in this, you can't really see it, but it's real. It's you can actually touch and feel the lightning. I can actually feel the texture of the lightning on the page. It's pretty cool. It's kind of hard to tell. You can actually feel that right there. It's pretty awesome. Image is always doing cool stuff like that. But anyways, or at least back in the 90s they did. I don't know about now. But anyways, let's get into the story. And here we actually get the origin story of, and here's like a little opening to it. ShadowHawk and Liquifying, which is the name of the comic, and Jim Valentino is the one who created ShadowHawk. That's pretty cool. But yeah, we actually get into the origin story I was telling you guys about, where he goes up to the gang and he's trying to like tell them, hey, leave my brother out of your gang stuff. And the gang doesn't like that, so they grab him. You know, he's going into his backstory. They grab him, they push him aside. They tell him to run away, or they're going to do something bad to him. You can see that he gets pummeled like right here. I think that it's him. I could be wrong. But I believe this is Paul Johnstone, ShadowHawk, getting beat. And getting beat brutally. See, he gets the tar kind of knocked out of him here. And then we cut back to the present because that was a flashback. See ShadowHawk, he's going through the night looking for criminals to punish or mobilize or handicap or whatever you want to say. He does kill sometimes, but his whole thing is like mobilization. Like he wants to just like handicap his victims. But yeah, he's looking out for criminals to beat. We come to this scene in an alleyway where a lady is like walking by. She's walking by an alleyway, and she comes across. We see this like green slimy hand come out. Obviously, she's pretty frightened. We see that there's someone that tried to do this. You're gonna see my feet for a minute, probably. But come on. Sorry, guys. Hold on. And we see what the green hand was all about, and it's this weird looking green alien. I really love the design of this. It's creepy, but it's cool. And side note, I always forget to mention this. If you're a kid, like 10 years, 9 years old, even 12, honestly, I'd recommend that you not read this. This comic is very mature. It has some pretty mature themes in it. So if you're a kid, 10, 11, 12, 13, 9, I wouldn't recommend you watch this. Probably if you're like 16 or 17 or even 15, I'd say this is okay. But for a kid, 10, 11, 12, I wouldn't recommend that. I wouldn't recommend you watch this video. I feel like this comic carries some more mature themes. But anyways, back to the story. So we see the green alien. It has a really cool looking design. I really like the design of this. I mean, it just looks really, really cool. Got this like big head and stuff. It's like an alien monster type thing. But anyways, we see the cool design of that monster. Ugh. And then we go to the next scene, where we get to this tower, and we get to these like criminals kind of talking to each other. They're basically kind of getting ready to go after ShadowHawk. We got Blackjack here, and they're assembling a team of people to go after ShadowHawk, I believe. Or this lady is trying to like create her own, lady in the pink dress, I believe, is trying to like create her own super team of people. And here we got Blackjack. We got this lady right here who I don't remember, but she has powers too. But this lady right here is basically trying to like assemble her own super team. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And we get to this next panel where we see Christina, Paul Johnstone, ShadowHawk's friend, and she's talking to some of these cops because she is a cop actually. So that's pretty cool. She's basically saying like, oh, what on earth is this? And we see that the alien from the couple pages back, basically the alien, his whole thing is like he's hungry, he wants to eat stuff, and basically how he eats people, he basically eats people or anything he can find. And how he does that is he like dissolves them. So like as you can see, or liquefies them. So as you can see, the people he's eaten, they've been liquefied. You can see some like bones here. They're like dissolved and all in this like acidic liquid. And then even further image here, you can see that some of this lady's body is basically gone, as you can see, and then you can see her leg is also liquefied. And this is what the alien has apparently done to her. That last lady we saw, the redhead who met the alien, this is what the alien did to her. The alien like liquefied her skin almost. It's pretty gross, but kind of creepy, kind of cool. But you know, the lady is like, oh no, ooh, that's just disgusting, you know. And she's talking to Jax, and we get to this scene where and then we go back from that scene to this scene where, you know, lady's talking on the TV. I don't think that's actually ShadowHawk's friend Christina. I think that's a reporter. I can't really remember. But either way, we get cut to the scene where ShadowHawk is getting his armor assembled. And again, the thing that I like about this character, Paul Johnstone, did you know, and I was thinking about this before I did the video, where, you know, you got Batman, right? He's rich, so he can just, like, have Alfred, like, make all his weapons, right? Or you have Iron Man, who, you know, is very techie. You know, he's very techie, and so he creates all these techie, you know, robotic stuff. And Batman, you know, he has a bunch of techie robotic stuff too, but from what I know, I believe Alfred makes most of that, but again, I'm not a Batman fan, so I really wouldn't know, so I could be wrong, but the thing that I like about this guy is, Paul Johnstone, is that he's very much, I don't mean this as an insult, and I don't mean this in any sort of negative, you know, bad, offensive way. I'm saying, like, Paul Johnstone to me very much seems like a middle to, like, I wouldn't say lower class, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. He is living with his friend Christina right now, but more like he's like more of like a middle class person. You know, he's not rich like Batman. Paul Johnstone, who is ShadowHawk. He's not like Batman or Iron Man, where he has all this money, where he can just like make tech stuff and everything. So he has to rely on like not so techy materials. Like you can see the ShadowHawk armor is made out of like the silver look, and then you got the cloth underneath, and then it's got like this silver thing with like the red eyes, which the red eyes, I think, in the ShadowHawk armor, they're supposed to be like visor red eyes. So I guess that's kind of techy. The red eyes here are supposed to be little red visors. So I guess that's kind of techy. But I like the fact that Paul Johnstone's just this regular guy who's an attorney who just so happened to like fashion this ShadowHawk armor. You know, it's pretty cool. Or maybe, I'm trying to remember, or maybe his friend fashioned it for him, but I don't know. I like to think that he did fashion this armor himself. I feel like he did. I really like, basically what I'm trying to say is, I just really like the design of this armor. And I like the idea that maybe he probably designed it, which I think he definitely had some input into it, so. But yeah, I just really like the suit design. And ShadowHawk really is kind of a Batman character. He's just like, it's like Batman or Iron Man almost, but he just doesn't have, you know, he's not rich in money, so he has to like rely on less techie gadgets like a grappling hook and like ShadowHawk boomerangs and stuff, and like you know, and it's cool. I think it's really cool. I think it's cool that he relies on like a metal and cloth material, not all that techie stuff that Iron Man or Batman could have. But anyways, let's keep going. So we see there's someone walking down the street, and you know, ShadowHawk's doing his nightly routine here, and he's using his grappling hook to get to places. We see, and then we go to this next scene where this guy's lit on fire. He was actually in a previous issue which I'm probably going to review too. But this guy's lit on fire, and he's like freaking out. And it's honestly this pretty creepy image, but it's kind of cool. And he's like freaking out about it. I'm like, somebody help me out, help me, I'm on fire. And then we got these guys talking. I think Lieutenant, we got these guys in a meeting talking. They're discussing ShadowHawk. One of the lieutenants who works at the police station brings a file, and I think it's because he thinks he knows who ShadowHawk's identity is. Because as of right now, in this series, nobody knows who ShadowHawk is, and they're all trying to figure out who he is or who he might be. And one guy has a guess of who it might be. but they're also trying to figure it out. So they're really, these people right here are trying to guesstimate who ShadowHawk might be under the mask. But we get to this next scene where we see the green alien again. He's like, I need to feed, I'm hungry, I'm cold, I don't know what I'm doing here. It's weird because he's not sympathetic, I wouldn't go that far, but it's one of those things where like he's very lost and he doesn't know what he's doing. He's almost kind of scared, but he's hungry at the same time, so he needs to feed. He's not like, what he's doing is definitely evil, but it's weird because it's not like, I don't know. It's not like when an alien comes to Earth and they're like, I just want to kill all humanity because this guy's just like really stranded and kind of lost, and he's just really hungry. So he has to like feed on something, and he doesn't really know what he's doing or where he is. But ShadowHawk finds him, or finds the goop that the alien leaves around, which again is like an acidic type of goop. You know, that's how he's able to like decompose or liquefy the people he eats or touches. Is with that acidic goop. And ShadowHawk does a cool test for this where he gets the wooden board, he puts it in the acid, and he sees that it just liquefies it and, you know, decomposes it quickly. So it's a pretty cool. He kind of tests that out. The alien notices something is up. Yeah, his thing is he only just wants to satiate his hunger, and what's funny is the alien actually apologizes for doing it. Like, he almost feels ashamed, which I feel like is kind of fascinating. Because a lot of the times you get these characters who eat people and they're like, oh, that was awesome, I love that. You know, but this guy's like, oh, I ate you, but I'm sorry, it's a part of my instincts. It's like it's part of his instincts almost that he has to eat people. He doesn't do it for, it's still evil, but he isn't doing it for evil means. He's just doing it to like satiate his hunger. You know, like if you're hungry in real life, you really need to eat, you know. So I think that's funny. But ShadowHawk runs away, the alien thinks something's up, and then ShadowHawk does this cool like jump, kind of like athletic jumping like Spider-Man would do. Shadowhawk is also in his head he's talking basically about how you know, am I a hero? Like basically what he's talking about to himself. He's talking to himself basically in this moment where he's going, you know, what I'm doing, is it something that a hero would do? Like is you know, paralyzing these people, is going after these criminals the way I'm doing it, is that heroic, or am I just an actual vigilante like the cops are calling me? Is what I'm doing, you know, going around cracking these criminals' spines, is that heroic, or does that make me heroic, or am I just a vigilante and a nuisance? Like he's going through like that identity crisis of who am I? Like, am I really a hero who's out to do good, or am I just doing this because I have some like sick vendetta? Am I just like handicapping these criminals just because I enjoy it? Like, am I doing it for heroic reasons, or am I doing it because I'm enjoying it? You know. So he's kind of going through that sort of identity crisis, and it's pretty cool. It's really interesting actually. But we go to the next panel, and this guy who's on fire is freaking out, and the alien's trying to go into this. He's trying to go into this, I think, like freezer type thing, so he can like cool down and maybe he won't be so hungry. And then the fire guy's out there and he's freaking out, and the alien's trying to like you know, and yeah, it's funny because this alien, you know, like I said, what he's doing is evil. Like, he's eating these people, he's decomposing them, but he's like, I don't want to hurt these people. Like, I don't really want to hurt them. I'm hungry, you know, and if I don't eat, I'm gonna die. So it's funny because we got this. It's this alien character who doesn't want to really commit evil, but he has to, because he has to, like, you know, eat, you know, and stay full, or else he'll die. So he's kind of going through that crisis, which is pretty cool. And then the fire guy is all freaking out, you know, and then the alien and the fire guy eventually meet up. And this guy's running out of the way, and the fire guy thinks it's because the guy sees him, so he's like, oh, he's running away from me because I'm lit on fire. But then the fire guy's like, wait, that's not me. Well, then what's happening? And then we finally see the alien monster show up. Really, really cool design. I can't get enough of this design right here. It's really, really cool. Really, really neat design. The fire guy's like, oh, well, what the heck is this thing? And then ShadowHawk comes in to save the day. And this guy's freaking out here, and the alien's here, and then we finally get a showdown actually between the alien and the fire guy, And then ShadowHawk decides to try to take care of both of them. Get ShadowHawk here, the alien guy, and then we got the fire guy here. ShadowHawk does a cool flip. Let me get a better shot of that. It's not really a good shot, is it? He does a flip, as you can see, like right here. It's like, oh, ShadowHawk. And then he, like, kicks the alien. Trying to get some good shots of this. Kind of hard. Alright, let's see here. And then we get a cool... You can see here, he's punching the alien right now. Gives him a good old smack. ShadowHawk has met the fire guy before, by the way. He was in a previous issue. So they're kind of like saying, oh, it's you, fire guy. And it's like, yeah, it's me, ShadowHawk. We fought before. And so then the green alien guy gets up after getting punched in the face. And, and the aliens, I think he's trying to explain, like, I'm not trying to harm you, ShadowHawk. I'm not trying to harm you guys. But if you keep fighting me, I'm going to fight back. I'm not going to just let you guys keep beating me. And so, got the fire guy here, ShadowHawk, and they're going to go for some more fights. We can see that ShadowHawk's trying to do like a cool kick move. Get this cool photo of him jumping into action. The alien guy like smacks him in the face. He's like, I don't want to fight you, but if you're going to keep fighting me, I'm going to attack back. So he does. Fire guy, I think, tries to help out. And then the alien guy smacks ShadowHawk with his tail. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool fight. Then the alien guy's like, I've had enough of this. I'm just going to take you out because you won't leave me alone. So he goes for the charging move. ShadowHawk launches his grappling hook, which he has. I really love ShadowHawk's weapons. But yes, okay, so basically what happens is the alien's charging. ShadowHawk fires his grappling hook that he uses to like swing around the city. And launches it in the alien. And it's really, really cool. And then he pulls out the... Then ShadowHawk, once he launches the grapple into the alien, he just straight up yanks it out. And we get this really awesome scene right here. Where he rips the alien's heart out with his grappling hook. And it's really, really cool. Alien screaming in pain. Pretty neat stuff. The grappling hook attached to its heart there. Okay, and then he kind of basically defeats the alien. And we get this cool scene. We get the cops talking to each other again, but we get this cool scene where Paul's talking to his brother. He tells us Paul Johnstone's talking to his brother, who didn't die. He did get... I think once Paul, confronted the gangsters who were putting his who his brother was working with, his brother dropped out because he saw that Paul was right about the gangsters being bad news and that he shouldn't be with them, so he dropped out. But I think he ended up getting hurt too. But they're kind of just talking to each other, like, yeah, I've gotten into a couple of fights recently, and his brother's like, what kind of trouble are you running into? You're an attorney. What trouble would you really get into? And stuff like that. He's just, Paul's just coming to talk to his brother. And then the cops are looking at the site there. That's not Paul Johnstone. I don't believe. That's a different guy. I should say, actually, the guy right here with the scars is Paul Johnstone. That is ShadowHawk himself right there. This guy, it's his brother in the bed. This is ShadowHawk right here. Paul Johnstone, the character who ShadowHawk is. The guy right here. This is Paul Johnstone, ShadowHawk. Guy with the scar and the bleeding. Yeah. Wanted to make sure. And then we got the cop here. And this isn't ShadowHawk. This is a different guy. But investigating the scene. They're like, we really got to deal with the ShadowHawk guy. We really got to put an end to him. And one of the cops goes, or this guy goes, I think I know who we should send in, and da-da-da-da. We get none other than Savage Dragon, who appears in the next issue following this one. And he's another Image character, and he was created, Savage Dragon was created by Eric Larson, he created Savage Dragon at Image Comics. He, along with ShadowHawk and Spawn, were like some of the first early Image superhero characters. And Savage Dragon was a part of that lineup with Spawn, ShadowHawk. Like I said, Savage Dragon, he was one of the first Image Comics characters to pop up when Image Comics was started. And Savage Dragon is basically a cop who, he has a sort of superhero look appearance, but he's not a superhero. He's a cop who takes in people who have superpowers, who use their superpowers for evil. He also can't stand superheroes. He thinks they're all fake. He thinks they're not following the laws. They're not actually heroes, because Savage Dragon, he's a cop. He follows the laws output by the U.S. government. So he actually follows laws and procedures, where superheroes kind of do their own thing, like ShadowHawk. So he's kind of against superheroes in that way, but he also kind of likes them. It's kind of he has a conflicting view on superheroes. He likes them, but he also thinks they're a nuisance. And he prefers to work with the law as a cop. And so he'll take in people who may have superpowers, who may use them for evil, or who may seem like a nuisance to the law and the authority of the cops. So that's Savage Dragon. And that is the end of this issue. If there's any cool artwork. Oh, I think this is a little backup story, but we're not going to get into that. I don't really care about the backup story that's in here, but yeah, that was ShadowHawk issue 2. I just wanted to talk about it because I thought it'd be fun, and I wanted to talk about another ShadowHawk comic because I recently just did one a bit ago, and I wanted to talk more about this character because I really like him, and I think I like this issue because I think it's really fun. It's nothing big, it's something huge. It's just a fun issue. You get to see ShadowHawk fight this green slimy alien monster, and it's fun. The artwork's great. It's cool. The artwork's fun. It's cool. I like Image Comics. It's great. It's just a really, really fun issue, and it's a character that I feel like with a lot of characters that don't get enough focus, because everybody likes to talk about, oh, what's Batman up to, or what's Spider-Man up to, but nobody ever wants to talk about, oh, remember that ShadowHawk character? He was pretty cool. He had a pretty cool story, and he had some exciting adventures, so I just thought I'd shine some light on this character, and I plan to do more with some other characters too, but we'll see. But this has been Dark Storm Comic Reviews. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'm signing off. Until next time.